Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to another episode of Quran Daily for the holy month of Ramadan, where we jump into a chapter a day and read the Quran. My name is Ahmed, and on the call with me I have Captain Imad. Say hi, Captain.
Hi, everybody.
And we are happy to dive into the next chapter in the short verses, which is Al-Takathur, because before yesterday we went off with Al-Asr, and today we continue with Al-Takathur. But before we get into the chapter, I would like to clarify that we are not Arabic scholars, nor are we Quranic scholars either. We have not studied the Arabic language nor the Quran itself. We are merely undergoing a journey to learn about the Quran and share our expertise with you, or share our understanding with you. Captain Imad has more expertise than I do. That's why I'm happy to have him on the call with me. And before reading the Quran, we must always say, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم, بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم, which means I seek refuge from God, from the devil, and in the name of God, who is most merciful and whose mercy is most encompassing. Over to you, Captain.
Okay, let's start with the Sourat Al-Takathur. Al-Takathur معناها multiplying.
Yeah.
Multiplying in people, in children, and money, and wealth, and everything. Abundance.
Abundance.
Okay?
Yes, that's the word that comes to mind.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألهاكم التكاثر حتى زرتم المقابر كلا سوف تعلمون ثم كلا سوف تعلمون كلا لو تعلمون علم اليقين لترون الجحيم ثم لترونها عين اليقين ثم لتسألن يومئذ عن النعيم. ألهاكم التكاثر, you have been distracted by abundance. You worry about increasing your wealth and children and goodies in your life.
Yeah.
حتى زرتم المقابر. كلمة زرتم من زار يزور اللي هو visit.
To visit, yes, until you visited the grave.
طب هلا احنا ليش بنختار كلمة visited the grave? Because when people die and they go into the grave, this is not the end of the journey. It's only a visit. Soon he's going to leave his grave to the afterlife.
Yeah.
So he used the word you visited. It's not your eternal end. This is not the end of everything. You're only visiting it.
And then you will be brought back forth to seek judgment. I do also want to comment on the Al-Hakum Al-Takathur, the diverts you, the competition to, it's diverts you, but it's also like it's distracted you. This concept of amassing wealth, of amassing houses, of amassing assets, of amassing children, of offspring, like this. It's pretty much ties into the main philosophy of the Quran, which is that this life. You want to be strong and big and fast and smart and proud. Like, okay, maybe those aren't the exact examples, but that this world can distract you and can delay you by making you focus on it, making you think that this is what's important to you. This is this increase of, like, I need more worldly things. I need to have the fastest car, the biggest house, yada yada yada. It very much ties into the philosophy of the Quran, which is that this world is but an illusion, almost, but a play, that this isn't the real reward.
تمام, yeah, understanding, plausible understanding, منطقي. verse number 2, حتى زرتم المقابر. هون الآية هاي عملت مشكلة عند الفقهاء.
This verse had a problem with the not the scholars, but the ones that are the experts in understanding. This provided a conundrum. What was the issue?
The issue was they thought this is an advice or a banning of visiting the graves.
Whoa. Okay. No.
يعني حتى زرتم المقابر إنه اعتقدوها إنه بمسش تزور المقبرة أنت.
Oh, you're not allowed to visit graves, is what they were saying.
الفقهاء التانيين بيقول لك لا, بالعكس, التكاثر ألهاكم حتى إذا زرتم المقابر تعرفوا إنه كل العملكم على الفاضي.
Yeah, so here the other philosophy is that, oh no, you can gather as much as you want until you go to the grave, and then you realize that all of this was pointless. Like, until you visit graves, and then you put things in perspective and realize this was all pointless. But I think the simple Occam's razor, the simplest explanation makes the most sense. You have been distracted by the competition to increase until the day that you visit the grave, because then the next verses kind of highlight what happens when you visit the grave.
كلا سوف تعلمون. What you thought life was about is not.
Yeah.
كلا. This is what not life. This is not what life is.
And for
كلا
me,
سوف تعلمون. You will find out.
and for me, the only time you find out is after you die. So the only conclusion is not about visiting the graves while you're alive, but it's about dying and being buried. This is the only time that you will actually know.
تمام. So now he repeats it again. ثم كلا سوف تعلمون. It's the same verse. Repetition teaches التكرار بيعلم الشطار.
Repetition teaches the smart ones, is the expression he used. It's also like one of those moments where you kind of go, oh, like when you first hear about it, and then you like really hear about it. It really settles in your soul.
So let it sink in your mind, guys. كلا سوف تعلمون ثم كلا سوف تعلمون. It is a fact. Don't even argue about it.
Yeah.
Next. كلا لو تعلمون علم اليقين. هلا هون بنلاحظ السورة هاي فيها علم اليقين وفي آخر شيء عين اليقين.
Yeah, so there's a difference between this verse, which says the knowledge of certainty, and the last verse, which says the eye of certainty.
The knowledge of certainty, we all know that we're gonna die one day. All human living, all life forms on planet Earth are gonna die sooner or later. We know that, but when it happens, it's like we see it in our own eyes. كلا لو تعلمون علم اليقين. If you know for sure, you will see the hell as if it's there in front of you.
I think this is like a continuation from because it's saying kalla in all three of the verses, right? So no, you will know, then no, you will know, nay, you will know, nay, if only you knew the knowledge that with certainty. Then so you were saying the next verse, لَتَرَوَنَّ الْجَحِيمَ, then you surely will see hellfire. If only you had really known, then you would see the hellfire.
ثم لترونها عين اليقين. Then when it actually happens, you will know for sure it wasn't only knowledge certainty, but it's actual seeing it in your own eyes.
So I'm a little bit confused on how the logic here is flowing. Here it's saying if you knew with certainty, the first one, كلا لو تعلمون علم اليقين. If you knew with certainty, is that like you and I knowing about hellfire? Is that the certainty or?
الآية عمالة بتحكي لنا شغلة زي ما حكيت لك. إحنا كل العالم كل المخلوقات بتعرف إنه الموت رح يحصل sooner or later.
So you're saying the verse is saying that it's something that we all animals know, that death is coming to us at the end.
However, if we really, truly believe that death is coming to us, to me, to my individuality, then I will be so scared of the afterlife because of all the sins I have done. And I will rush into repenting and astaghfir wa atubu arja.
Yeah, but there's a difference between knowing you're going to die and knowing that hell comes after death. Because a lot of people know they're going to die, but they don't believe in hell. So for me, yeah.
Logically, احنا بنقول انه اوكي الناس كلها رح تموت. Everybody's gonna die. However, when you are on your own, you cannot understand or accept or imagine death. Why? Because your soul is eternal. It doesn't die. It's the body that dies.
Okay, so what are you saying?
What I'm saying is, I know everybody's gonna die, but for some reason, I can't see it happening to me. I know it will happen, but I can't see it.
I hear you. I just don't think this is necessarily about death, because it's like this is about what happens after you die, and that's the knowledge that you will know, and then you will really know. It's not knowing about whether or not you're gonna die. We all know we're gonna die, and we know that with certainty. It's about if only you had known with certainty what happens to you after your death, then surely you would have seen hellfire and you would have been afraid from it, but you haven't seen it, so then ثم لترونها عين اليقين, then you will
until
surely
you see it with your own eyes.
Until you see it with the eye of certainty, and then you'll know for sure. And then after you see it with your own eyes, what happens?
ثم لتسألن يومئذ عن النعيم. Until you have been enjoying God's blessings all your life. What have you done with it? Did you keep it to yourself? Did you give zakat? Did you give charity? Did you help people? What did you do with all your wealth you accumulated, with the abundance you had of money and authority and power and children and all? What have you done with all that?
Yeah, that's a good point. I've memorized this verse, but I wasn't really sure what it meant. And I understand now that it means, yeah, you'll be asked about all the things that you were given. Nice, fair, clear.
Come on.
So
next.
That's the end of the verse.
Okay, next Al-Qari'ah.
Cool, but first we have to end this video. Thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you all same time tomorrow. مع السلامة. Bye bye.
Right.